shows. All right, we're back, everyone. My first guest tonight is a founding member of Monty Python and can currently be seen in his hilarious PBS travel series, Full Circle with Michael Palin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Palin.
An American signature tune.
That's right.
Yes, written by Susie. Sousa, sorry.
Sousa.
Yeah. Susie and the Banshees. Sousa and the Banshees.
Sousa.
Yeah.
Do you remember Andy leering at you in the supermarket line all those years ago?
I'm sorry. I was in those days, I was just crazed with success. You know? I wasn't feeling right. I wasn't feeling good.
I know.
My head was big.
I know.
And I didn't like kind of crazy nerds. I mean, people coming up to me and saying things like that. I'm sorry, and I feel very humble.
That was before I shed my crazy nerd skin.
Yeah, no, I got $20. I was going to give you $20. Does that sort of cover it?
40.
40, okay. 35.
All right.
Okay, but anyway,
35.
we'll talk about
It's
that
all been
later.
worked out. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let me talk about this series for just a moment. I'm going to try and I want people to understand that this, to me, sounds like a dream job. This is you travel around. You get paid to travel around to exotic locales for a year, and they film it and put it on TV.
I get paid to leave the country. That's all. You know, the acting community in Britain get together and pay me to leave the country for 2 years.
Please go.
No, it's a great job. I love traveling, but I mean, it's not easy. It isn't easy.
No, but it's to get that kind of money, this show must be expensive. We've tried to travel this show. You know, the 11:30 shows in this country, they travel, you know, Letterman, Leno, they go all over the country. They won't let us go to Teaneck, New Jersey to do a program. They won't. We can't go anywhere, and you get to travel pretty much anywhere you want. You can say, I want to go to Alaska, I want to go to Bali, and they'll let you go there, right?
Yeah, but then they won't give you a hotel, and if they do give you a hotel, you can. I mean,
that's right. You
also have to be ready for all sorts of emergencies, like eating maggots in Mexico City and being attacked by crazed Russian women, which is quite an experience.
You were attacked by a crazed Russian woman?
Yes. Shall I tell you the story? No, I'll tell
I'm
you
sorry,
the
there's no time for a story on this show. Yeah. We thought you were going to do a dancing routine. Yay! Russian woman attacked you.
That was in a hotel in Russia where we'd been filming in Kiev, and I arrived back with the crew and our 2 Russian interpreters, and this very large lady suddenly emerged in the foyer, leapt up and charged towards me with an axe, or, I mean, I'm embellishing a bit, but some offensive weapon.
It wasn't an axe at all, it was a hot dog.
It was a huge hot dog. It was, you got it. It was a huge Ukrainian sausage.
No, seriously, a woman came at you with a weapon?
And she had to be restrained and stopped her and dragged her back and sat her down. And what had happened was that 3 months before, her had been impregnated by a woman in Kiev. And all she knew was that he was from England, and his name was Michael, and he'd stayed at this hotel. So she'd been waiting for 3 months
for someone
called Michael from England to check in. So
you walked up to the front desk and went, "Cheerio, my name's Michael." And she got out the sausage and charged,
That's my story. We're now very happy living together with me and the sausage. That's what I was buying in Los Angeles, actually.
I remember.
Ukrainian sausage.
You mentioned that you don't often stay in hotels, though. You stay in the bush, for the most part. Is that right?
Yes, in the little bush.
And you bring this bush with you wherever you go.
The BBC bush.
Yeah, you actually bring the bush to nice hotel rooms and sit there.
Oh, it's very much, I mean, the things that people seem to like about the series are when things go wrong, you know, and nice hotels really don't make good television.
Right.
So
not a lot goes wrong.
You know, if you're going like we were going through the Peruvian jungle, and people like that because that looks uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable actually, but especially when you're with a guide who. We had this great guy who we were going down some rapids in a river, a tributary of the Amazon. We're going to this canyon. And the water was getting sort of quite rough, and our guide, who was an Englishman living out in Peru, and he said, I'm so excited, and we said, well, I mean, you must do this all the time. He said, no, I've never been here before in my life. And he was the guide, you know, he was telling us where to go, so I thought, oh dear. But the BBC won't pay these people. You see, they won't pay. They give them half a Ukrainian sausage and expect to get and they give them, you know, they give them the decent half. They give them the wrong, they give them the unfunny half. Unfunny half.
Yeah. So and so this guy was. What about guides? They must have some guides that know the area. Would they take you around?
Yes, we have guides, but there's often a language problem because we depend on having people in there speak the language, but there's a guide and then there's a sort of interpreter who has to tell the guide what to do. And there was one day when we were crossing a river, the Perfume River in Hue, and we had this little paddle boat, and it also had a motor, and the guy had been told, the guy on the boat, they said, look, take Michael out a couple of strokes with the paddle, then start the engine, OK?
Right.
Could you tell him that? So the interpreter tells him that. And the interpreter evidently told him, on no account start the engine when Michael was on the river. So we get there, and he sort of paddles it a bit, and I'm sitting there with this Vietnamese guy, so I say, OK, fine, done the paddling, now start the engine. He goes... And I said, no, fine, now, engine, start. And he goes... And, you know, so it went on rather like this, you know.
And he's still doing that, isn't he, somewhere?
Yeah.
He's watching this interview right now.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
He's saying that idiot Palin, you know, I showed him up.
We have a clip here from the program. Is there anything we need to set this up? I think that the clip a little bit illustrates some of the hardships that you have to deal with on the show.
Oh, yes.
I believe this is from an island in Alaska.
Oh, right, yes. This is some of the... We were on Bear Island in Kodiak, I think, at this point, and we were stranded. We only day 4 of the journey, and the journey takes 240 days. And day 4 or day 10, we were stranded on this island, stuck. The plane that taken us there didn't come back, and this is part of the heart-rending story you're about to see.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from Full Circle with Michael Palin.
Well, it's now 24 hours since we should have been airlifted from Karluk Lake back to Kodiak and off to Attu, but we're still here. And from where I sit, I can see the mountains over which the plane should come, but there's no sign of it. We've heard there's fog in Kodiak, so we're still stranded. There's nothing you can do but sit and wait.
I see this as a very culturally broadening show.
Yes, well, we don't like to leave anything out, you know, and travel is about going to the lavatory, really, you know. I mean, that's what everyone
just
worries
in different
about.
places.
In different places and at different times. But,
did you pick up any souvenirs? I know if I took a trip like that, I like to buy souvenirs. I'd be buying things to give to people back home. Were you tempted to try and buy anything?
Well, I mean, the people there selling you things all the time. I mean, we were you know, everywhere we went, someone wanted to sell us either themselves or something they'd got. But the only thing I brought back, actually, was a pebble from Cape Horn, the very southern tip of South America, you know, which is an amazing place to be on. It's very rarely that you can actually land there. And we landed actually on Cape Horn itself, and there are 3 guys and a dog who live there. That's their station. They don't see people for a long, long time. And this dog was really pleased to see us. I mean, really pleased. You know, one of those dogs that becomes very interested in your, you know, your knee and the bit below, and so shake it off. Hey, boy, there we are. Someone's come to Cape Horn. God. But I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, so I brought back this little pebble, which was the last stone in America. Well, you know, apart from.
So what is doesn't your wife expect?
Bill,
they're the same age too. Yeah. Does your wife get upset when you come back from these exotic places and you just bring home a pebble and go, "That's for you"?
She gets upset when I come back. Period.
That's the part she doesn't like.
Yeah. No, she has to clear the house out. You know, and sort of these sailors' hats around and things like that.
How sad!
It takes a while. No.
How terribly tragic.
No, she doesn't. I mean, she actually, just as long as I come back.
Yeah, then she's fine.
Without anyone, she's quite happy.
Okay. Yeah. The dog you brought back.
Yeah.
One attachment.
It was still there. That's right. Yeah.
The Full Circle with Michael Palin premieres this Monday at 8 p.m. He's still there.
Yeah, he is.
Always a problem. This Monday at 8 p.m. on PBS.
Oh my God!
Get him out.
Sorry about that.
Dog was smaller than I remembered. All right. At 8 p.m. on PBS, and you have a book out, which is Full Circle, and it's of course all about the trip, and that's available in bookstores everywhere.
That's the frank, candid diary of the journey, and a very, very, very rude read.
All right. Hey, I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to finally meet you. Thanks so much for coming by here.
Thanks.
Michael Palin, everybody. We'll be right back. The ventriloquist.